Hey kids, it's time for another exciting episode of KWJUDAS!
As I used to be, clocks pushing minutes into history. Only time will tell all things in around the world to see. Back-to-back shows with no sleep. The schedule fills up impossibly. Leaving town and we're crossing borders. No sign of slowing down, we've got orders. Every scene is the same, but we're working hard. For blurry faces and darkened bars. Spent 12 hours in the van again. Now that we're here, we can wait for our day to begin. Says the fix is on its way. Show sold out, they're running lines on the stage. Leaving town and we're crossing borders. No sign of slowing down, but we have orders. 23 hours away. Living life, one on the stage. It's getting harder in this age. Coming home if you can call it one. There's always much more to be done. Clutching the straws and memories are fleeting. Can wait to get back on the road for another meeting. Every scene is the same and we're working hard. And darkened bars. Throwing 23 hours away. Living life for one on the stage. It's getting harder in this age. sign of slowing down, same and we're working hard. Blurry faces and darkened bars, floating above the ground. Above the stage is where we live now.
Well, that was Folk Hogan here on KWJUDAS Gumption City Radio on what may or may not be our season finale. It depends on if this touring band bails or not.
Ooh.
So if they bail, well, hell, you guys, this is our last show of the season.
Aw.
And if they don't, well, this is our second to the last show.
The penultimate
of the season.
The obvious question is, when does the next season start?
I have no idea. We just kind of play that by ear. Probably like March.
Nice-ish. Give you a little break.
Yeah, I need it, you know? Like, it's not like doing this is terribly hard, but it does occupy the majority of my output, my creative output.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And so, you know, I've got my own bands and my own stuff to worry about. And so, yeah, like having to put out another episode of KWJUDAS every week, you don't have a lot of time or room for your own stuff.
Right.
You know?
or even just personal time.
Right. Well, this doesn't take up too much of my personal time. The cartoons kind of do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Those are a little tedious sometimes. But every now and then, lately I've been writing deliberately so I won't have to do too much.
Yeah.
But sometimes when I'm writing a Derpinschly commercial, well, I have no idea how I'm going to do it once I write it. And then I'm just left with this script, and I have to figure it out.
Yeah.
But having an Apple iPad sure as hell helps that along.
I'm sure.
Because I used to do everything by hand.
Right.
And so, like, if I needed a new prop or a new character, I just have to draw it myself. And that takes time.
Yeah. And a lot of creative output. Like, it takes time not just to draw it, but also to, like, think of it the way you want it. Apply yourself to it.
Right.
Throw away 2 or 3 revisions of it. And then be like, no, this is the one I want.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it goes. So I'm going to be releasing a bunch of, like, cover songs after this is over with.
Yeah.
But enough about what I'm doing. What are you guys been up to?
Oh, boy.
Drove down to this place today.
Yeah. Drove down to Gumption City.
Yeah.
You
that's
made
been
it past the troglodytes.
Yeah. It wasn't easy. Had to do some stomping.
Minor fee.
But
Yeah.
scare them away, you know?
It never is. That's why we're such an isolated town. 'Cause we're surrounded by troglodytes.
Yeah. Well, you know, at least you're not in Goshen, so.
Ha! Goshen got brought up last
I know.
episode,
I
too.
know. That's why I brought it up.
Oh, did you listen to it?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
People listen to my shit.
It's true. It's true.
It's a good podcast, goddammit.
I agree.
I haven't heard anything quite like it.
Yeah.
as far as radio shows or podcasts. I don't really listen to podcasts, but I do still listen to the radio. And the closest thing that I know of is Circus Brown's Not a Sideshow.
Oh, yeah.
And my other band was just on that, Waters Rising. And he still plays other music, too.
Yes.
Through his show. And then he just has the band, the live guest, play like 4 songs and talks to him for just a minute, whereas like this is the whole show is just the band.
Yeah.
I've thought about pitching it to KRCL, but they would probably want to put me on really, really late or really, really early in the morning.
Yeah.
And it would be kind of difficult to get guests to confirm like wanting to play it
4 in the morning.
I don't know though, because like we did Corky's show.
Is he on K-Bear?
He's on K-Bear, but the name of his show is escaping me, and that's going to make me so sad later.
The name of the show is escaping me.
I can't remember the name of it. But Corky, man.
Corky, isn't it just Corky on Air?
It could be. But we did that show, and it was like, man, we showed up there at like 11 o'clock at night or something, and we were there till after midnight.
Was it that late?
I think so.
Huh. I've never heard of the show.
I think so.
I haven't
It's
turned
good.
on K-Bear in a very long time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's Sunday nights at 10 or something like that.
Looking at the wrong person.
I think it's something like that.
I don't remember my nights because I sleep.
Not I. I'm totally nocturnal.
Yeah.
I just barely woke up.
Good.
So that's why I told you when you were like, "How you been?" "Oh, I've been tired."
Yeah.
Because I just woke up.
Story of my life.
I just sleep all day and then sometimes don't even get up till like 1 in the fucking morning.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like I've been getting way more sleep than I need lately.
That's a good thing.
I guess.
You got to catch up sometime.
Well, I mean, get it when you can, too. Fuck.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, if there's nothing else to do, then why not just keep sleeping?
Yeah.
But when you've been in bed for like 17 hours straight, it's
You
a little
also-
unproductive, I'd
I don't
say.
know, man. When I had COVID the first time, it was just like, I was stuck in a room, so I just stayed in bed for 23 hours and just ate Costco pizza and
Well, then you have an excuse.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny when like I actually not necessarily look forward to getting sick, but if I do get sick, then I'm like, okay, cool.
I know, right? That's what it's like.
I have an excuse to just be a lazy fuck.
I can finally play video games.
I can just lay in bed and not feel bad about it.
Yeah.
That's the only good thing that came out of COVID is like, oh, I can finish Fallout New Vegas finally for the 10th time.
Did you actually get it?
New Vegas?
No, did you
Oh.
get COVID
Oh yeah.
when it happened?
Well, I
when
got
was
it in
going around.
Fuck, the first time I got it was 2022, and then I had it earlier this year in February, I think. So I've had it twice.
Shit.
You've had it once.
Yeah. I just had it
3
once.
times.
You've had it 3 times.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah. I'm Moses.
Oh, I'm Cameron. Hi.
Casey Jackson.
Casey plays the bass.
That was random. Yeah, let's introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
Moses plays mandolin.
Yep.
And you're on
Bass.
bass?
Mm-hmm.
Word.
Recently hired.
Yeah, I'm the new guy.
He's the new guy. He shouldn't be sitting down yet.
He's the new guy, but
And then
Cameron
you're
will be the new
banjo,
guy for-
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, did you guys get a new accordion player?
No.
No.
No. We
I heard that you did, but
no. When Canyon told us he was leaving, we talked about it, and we just kind of decided, like, you know what? It feels weird to get another accordion player.
And also, it's been 10 years of horrible, horrible noise.
It's nice to not hear the sound of a Hyundai Sonata next to you on stage. Just no. We just decided not to, and we
Word.
always figured like if someone that's good at accordion were to approach us, we might reconsider. But as for now, we're pretty stoked with just going at it the way we have it. So mandolin, banjo, guitar, bass, drums.
right. I was that just makes me more confused because a friend of mine recently said, "Man, I just saw Folk Hogan and they were fucking awesome. They had this accordion player, and I know it was after Canyon departed because I was at that show, and he was describing the accordion player. He's like this big dude that kind of looks Hispanic.
Oh, no. He saw Murphy and the Giant.
Oh, and they thought they were good? You got to get new friends, dude.
Is this a band you guys played with? Or
We have played with them, yes. They are our nemesis band.
Really?
Yeah, and
for real, or just kidding?
No, it's just kidding. Like, we love each other, but we also never stop giving each other shit. In fact, if you buy the vinyl of our most recent release, which is titled V, shameless plug, folkhogan.com, when you go down where it lists all of the thank yous, it goes through a bunch of names, and then underneath that it says, no thank yous, Murphy and the Giant, you know what you did. So, like, it's a real fake feud. We constantly are posting online bashing each other. But
That's
it's like,
funny.
But we love each other, so it's like, it's a fun thing for us to do.
Does that confuse anybody? Like,
For
they actually
sure.
think you hate each other?
For sure, there's plenty of people that like think that there's beef between us.
The
but
first
we don't
the
care.
first time we made a reasonable post about it,
yeah,
there were people like, that's why we don't play with them. Like, this is a joke. Fuck you. Like,
yeah.
Damn, so you're actually kicking up some negativity towards the guys.
Well, and them towards us as well. So
they're good.
like,
They're very good at it.
yeah, they're super good at directing things our way.
Makes
so,
you wonder if there's any like urban legends about a street fight that happened between the two of you or anything like that.
I mean, I would love. I've thought many times about doing a music video that is like us versus them barroom fight, and like,
Word.
because I think that like our two bands would have so much fun with that.
I could probably
So-
take Jamie too. She's
I don't think you're strong
Small.
enough, bud.
fuck. I guess I might bow out of that whole thing, dude. I get the shit beat out of me by everyone.
Did they have the same amount of members?
That's what I was just gonna ask.
No, they have more people than us now.
You might get your ass kicked.
We used to both have 6, and now they have 6. We have 5. But hilariously, right after Canyon left the band, we were playing a show with them on around St. Patrick's Day, and we made a video post talking about like, hey, come check out all the bands on this upcoming show, and we were like pointing at the flyer, and we read every band's name except for their band.
And their band name was like kind of big.
yeah.
It was a lot bigger.
And we just ignored them. And then they also made a promo video where they were like, come see the only band in Utah with an accordion player. And it was like,
Son of a bitch.
it's such a good punch. So yeah, we love them. But yeah,
Also, they can have that. It's like, oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, keep the accordion.
So and for sure, your friend that saw them, I'm certain that they have said the thing that we have said, but in reverse. We will frequently say at shows, hey, if you guys liked us, we're Folk Hogan. If you didn't like us, we're Murphy and the Giant. So they probably said, hey, guys, we're Murphy and the Giant. If you didn't like us, we're Folk Hogan. So,
Word.
Yeah.
Way to have a band rival.
And we're
Yeah.
playing with them again in January.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
We're playing with them at Piper Down in January.
And we're already scheming.
Yeah.
I've still never even been to Piper Down.
It's all right.
Is it?
They got some decent food.
It's made of bricks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a whole building.
Lots
That's
of
got
buildings
floors,
How
a
about
couple
that?
of windows.
How's that for a fun fact?
There's
Might
even
have a foundation.
2 bathrooms.
2 bathrooms.
Yeah. Men's and a women's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're
That's some quality stuff.
equality.
And there's an upstairs that I only just found about this year that I think's been open for a decade.
Yeah. I've never been up there.
I remember Bert's Tiki Lounge.
Ah,
Bert's PP Lounge?
yep.
Yeah, it definitely smelled like urine.
Yep.
It took me forever to find out that they had an upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
And the things that
Oh,
pool
boy.
table saw.
Oh,
And yeah,
boy.
it was just one pool table,
Yep.
but they had one.
Yep. And there was a little window that you could look down towards the stage from.
Right.
Yep. Oh, I remember it well.
Yeah, I missed that place.
Now it's
Me too.
high posh sushi.
Yeah.
What is it? Yeah.
Yeah. It's what's the name of that place? Sapa.
Sapa, yeah.
Sapa. It's a sushi place.
I don't know why, but for some reason I just imagined that they bulldozed the place.
Oh, no.
No. And that's the thing. From what I hear, the upstairs of Sapa, which is formerly the upstairs of Bert's, is like a really nice, fancy lounge area. And when I heard that, I was like, oh my God, the things I've seen happen in that upstairs.
Not only that, but like, how do you think they got, like, how much material did they have to
Oh,
remove
man.
to get rid of the smell? Like,
Oh,
did
yeah.
it come down to the floor beams? Did it, like...
Who knows?
Yeah, for real.
And then when they were pulling that, do you think the construction crew in there was just like, fuck, dude, these beams are soaked in piss. Like, ah!
Oh,
They have to
Bert's.
definitely replace the flooring.
Yeah.
Oh,
For
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
You know, years and years ago, we stopped playing shows at Bert's because all of our fans were like, please don't play there. Like, we don't want to see you there. We don't like Bert's. And so we kind of stopped playing there for a little bit. And Germ hit me up and was like, hey, we want you guys to come back. And I was like, listen, a lot of our fans have told us they don't want to see us there. And he was like, well, why? And so I gave him a list. And, like, the first thing on the list was, like, I know dudes that wouldn't pee at Bert's. They would go out back and pee by the dumpster because the bathrooms were so gross.
Right.
And so, like, 2 months go by, and he messages me, and he's like, hey, we just remodeled the bathrooms. We'd love to have you guys back. And, like, here's some things that we've changed. We'd love to make that happen. We're like, okay, yeah, sure. So we book the show, and we show up, and I walk into the bathroom, and the only thing they had done was cut out a new layer of linoleum and just put it right on top of the old linoleum without gluing it down. So it was like peeling up in all of the corners. It's like, I should have known. This one's on me.
Hey, guys, we fixed it.
Yeah. But it was a special place.
Psych.
Like, I hated it and I loved it.
Yeah. It was kind of a love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was that said to Bert's, like, they won't play there again until they extended the stage, and they actually did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was a little bit better. Like, it went
Yes.
clear out to that post in the
Yeah.
fucking middle of the room.
Because it used to be that tiny little corner stage
Right.
that just, like, I remember seeing Die Monster Die for the first time on that stage and just being like, how are you all on this stage? It's tiny.
Right. Word. Well, we're going to get to another song, and
Songs.
maybe even more than one, because we've been talking a lot and we got a bunch of songs here. So thank you all for sticking with us tonight. We hope you enjoy the evening.
Here is the plot of life in a day. Birth to the death, creation, decay. Joys of the world and oceans of pain. What's spoken aloud or whispered in your brain. There's reasons to sob and reasons to cheer. Moments of wonder and years full of fear. Nights full of laughter you'll never forget. And mornings when all you can feel is regret. It's all just a scene, a part of the ride. From what you portray to the soul inside. A journey of travel you'll never arrive. Nobody wins and you'll never get out alive.
Well, that was Blood from a Stone here on KWJUDAS, Gumption City Radio. Since Wizard is not here and we're already approaching the middle of the show, we're going to have a useless fact from Moses.
All right, so here you go. Did you know that bees have 5 eyes? They have 2 large eyes on either side of their head and 3 smaller eyes on the top that help them detect light.
Word.
I did not know
Yeah.
that.
That is pretty useless. I don't know where I would ever use that information.
Also, Australia is wider than the moon.
Oh, Wizard has actually already done that one.
What a dick.
And I thought when he said it, I thought he said whiter.
Ah.
Like
I
the
don't know,
color.
dude. It's pretty red.
And I was just like, the moon is pretty damn white.
Well, I don't know. That kind of makes sense. You know, Australia was colonized by the British, so
I
gotta
didn't
be
mean
pretty
white
white.
like racial. I
No,
just meant
I know.
like the whole continent is like white sand or something.
yeah. If only.
And brighter than the moon even.
Yeah.
Which is obviously not the case.
That'd be fun, though. Australia reflecting into the atmosphere every night.
Yeah, we just have this one bright spot on Earth that
One
reflects back.
And every now and then a shadow comes out of a fucking giant spider or something.
Yeah, it's an Australian eclipse.
Yep.
Word. Well, so we've already kind of talked about like post Canyon. Are
Yeah.
these recordings that we're hearing now? Are they with or without Canyon?
They're without Canyon, and in fact, these are unreleased,
Oh shit.
so no one's heard these.
Well, I feel honored and privileged.
And so this is the first time that anyone will hear these entire songs. We have a Folk Hogan podcast, and we've played like little snippets of these songs, but we've not played any of these songs in their entirety. So this is the first time anyone's going to hear any of this.
Hell yeah.
So
Well, again, I feel honored to be bestowed the gift.
well, we're happy to be here.
Word.
Judas and I were in a band together
Yeah,
16 years ago. Yeah, 16 years ago.
about that. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
2009,
2008.
8 and 9.
Yeah.
The Devil's Country existed,
Yeah.
and
Spelled with a U.
yeah,
Yep.
Devil's Country,
Yep.
because country is different than country.
Hell yeah.
It's got a more of an edge to it.
Indeed.
So that happened, and then everybody departed, and
They
you
all
guys-
died.
They departed. That doesn't mean they died. They just
Dearly
left.
departed.
We all
Be more fun though.
Cameron,
split up.
you're so uncultured. The Departed, Jack Nicholson, Matt Damon,
Are you a
Leonardo
co-op?
DiCaprio, Mark Wahlberg. Come on.
Oh, there's a movie about all this.
There's a movie
Oh,
called
there is The
Departed.
Departed.
All these guys starred in a movie about Folk Hogan.
Yes. Yes, it's an allegory.
Word.
Yeah, so we did that. We did Devil's Country ages ago, and then everyone went their separate ways and did their own things. And
Yeah, Devil's Country in a way was kind of like the birthing stone of Delphic Quorum and Folk Hogan
Yeah,
in a way.
absolutely.
You know, like when we first split up, it was Jordan Fairbanks and me and Angela and Benini, and we
And
were
me.
trying to write this stuff that was just ridiculous
I was
because
there.
of Benini.
I was there. I worked on those songs with you guys. Bum, 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 bum,
Wow, you even
bum,
kind of
bum,
remember how
bum,
it goes
bum. I can play that song still on
or how it
mandolin.
went.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, I was there. In fact, I met Jordan Fairbanks at a Delphic Quorum practice.
Word. That was originally what we didn't have a name yet
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
But that was originally what Delphic Quorum was, and then Benini went to go teach
Right.
at college, and you went to go be a luthier,
Yep.
and Jordan was just gonna go be Jordan.
Like he does.
Yeah.
That's what he's best at.
And make Baby Girl.
Yeah.
And
Best band in Salt Lake, dude.
Best band in Salt Lake, hands down.
Yeah, they're definitely one of my favorites. Mad props to Jordan Fairbanks and Chris. I don't know your last name. Wadsworth. I did know his last name. Just didn't come to me.
Wadsworth is worth wads.
Indeed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So then it kind of gave birth to 3 bands, really.
Yeah.
To Delphicorum, Baby Girl, and Folk Hogan. And we've played the first shows with both. Like, I'm pretty sure we played your first show.
Not our first show, but pretty early on.
Word.
We should do a new show with all 3 bands.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Reunion show.
That would be cool.
And we only invite Tanner.
And he's the only one that's there.
Tanner and Angela. We just only invite them. Yeah.
Well, we should at least, invite them.
Yeah.
Even though they'll not come.
Yeah, well, you never know.
Tanner's fighting fires or something, isn't he?
Yeah, he's out being a hero.
Yep.
And Angela, pretty sure she just had a kid.
Yeah.
And
That's what I
that
heard.
definitely limits your musical capabilities.
For sure.
I don't know if that
busy.
has cut into her playing, but I'm sure it has at least a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're the ones that are still hanging.
Yeah. Here we be.
Yeah, we should put together a fucking show with
I'd love that.
with Jordan and
Probably would make the most sense
Folk
to do it
Hogan.
at like ABGs or something.
They don't do
know.
3-band nights, do they? And plus, they won't book Delphicorum.
Yeah.
Oh, they won't?
Only 2 bands.
We're blacklisted,
Oh.
and we don't know why. They won't tell us. Now that JR is the booking agent, he won't tell us either. I mean, he at least went to bat for us. He was like, hey, I've got these guys, and they're friends, and they want to play. So he found out that we were for sure blacklisted. It wasn't just like
Weird.
somebody being a dick, you know? But still have no idea why.
Yeah.
Like, I think that they might have just, like, the owners showed up on a night that we were playing. And there was one night particularly that this is when we were just barely becoming a band. And they were like, can you fill in for a cancellation? And we were like, yeah, we can, but we don't have that much material. And he said that we could actually do improv stuff.
Ah.
And our improv stuff wasn't that great.
Right. There's only so much you can improv and make work. You know?
And so maybe they just came in and they saw us improving and they were like, what the fuck is this pile of puke?
Wouldn't it be fun to go into ABGs and unbolt all the tables? You just need to bring like a crescent wrench.
Yeah.
There was another time that we played there that a guy jumped off the stage, a guy that we were playing with, and jumped onto one of those tables and broke it. The whole thing just
That'll do
just came unbolted.
That'll do it.
But that was another thing that we didn't do. It wasn't our fucking fault that happened.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd like to get back into ABGs, but I think we talked about this also on the last episode about how ABGs won't book us and they're fucking assholes.
Yeah. I mean, I miss Dane.
Hi, Dane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he's listening right now. Didn't he make that barbecue sauce?
Yes.
He made some marinades and shit
Yeah.
that I've
Wicked
heard.
good.
That sounds good. I want to try Dane's sauce.
Oh.
Yeah, I've heard good things.
Oh, incredible.
Why have you had it and I haven't?
Back in the early days of Folk Hogan, when
Oh,
we go
that's
play ABGs, he would cook. He'd basically do like a whole barbecue cookout for us.
Damn.
Because him and Nick have been friends for ages. It's because Nick used to work at ABGs. And, man, we had to tell him we didn't want it anymore because we would show up and we would eat so much food and then get on stage and I would just be spending the entire show trying not to puke on my microphone, just like so full of food. So, yeah. But it was delicious. That man knows how to barbecue. No question.
I bet. Well, let's get into another song, shall we? Since we got the time.
Yeah.
This is Folk Hogan here on Gumption City Radio. Thank you all for being with us tonight.
When I first came around, I couldn't quite muster my voice. All that came out was noise. Yet still I tried to stay around on the ever-shifting ground that was my world. Each time I took the stage, did my best to try and summon all my rage. I stood upon the mountaintop or caved. Each climb must have a fall, and that's my way. For a time my words were clear. I could whisper, I could scream to draw you near. In the annals of our ancient love, one thing I never rose above was fear. Though fear has its place, I could feel the mask slipping from my face. In the van or on the stage, I finally had begun to show my age. Sometimes you have to fall back down to earth. If you clip your wings and you don't know how to sing, the pain will fade when you finally fly away. So when the curtain came up and I was bathed in the light, finally lost the One day you'll open your eyes, see the world for the first time. Warmth and the safety you knew stripped from you as you grasped for what could be a last. And I remember feeling the way you do, though I never wanted to. Only the first link in a chain that goes around your wrist and neck and keeps you here for what sometimes will feel like a million years. Each day your strength will swell like Sisyphus pushing this way through hell. Shake off your shackles and find that sometimes this binding is just in your mind. Though I would trade with you, it's not the right thing to do. Darkness will find you, and light will blind you. You'll do all you can, but by then be standing where I am.
Wee. Yeah, you're pulling a Billy Corgan. Wee.
You seen that video where it's just it's going down the roller coaster? It's just
right.
Dude, it's my most favorite video of all time.
Yeah.
That Whitney Houston one, though. The Whitney Houston one is gold.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you after the show.
Yeah.
All right, we'll have to remember that after the show.
It's not legal in Utah.
Yeah.
So we got to get a word from our sponsor in before we wrap things up. So why not just do it right now? This here is a word from Derpenschlee, our company sponsor, without whom this show would cease to exist. Hey, kid, are you tired of the piss-stained floors at your favorite local watering hole?
Well, gee, sir, I only knew Bert's Tiki Lounge by reputation, but I'm too young to go to a bar.
Aha! Never been to a bar, but you still know about their piss-stained floors. That's really something.
Oh, my dad goes to the bar a lot. Then he comes home and he hits...
Well, has Derpinschlee got you covered? Just wear Derpinschlee's new pee-absorbent moccasins. Quickly absorbs the pee as you walk by.
Golly, doesn't that just cause the smell to linger so you always smell like urine everywhere you go?
Well, you know, son, sometimes in life there's just some things that can't be avoided.
I see.
Besides, you already smell like pee anyway.
Oh!
Brought to you by Derpinschlee. And remember, if it doesn't say Derpin, it's not Derpinschlee. Well, that was a silly cartoon, now wasn't it?
Zany, if you will.
Oh, boy. Entertainment.
I love entertainment and cartoons. Boy, howdy.
Cartoons are so much better than cartons, although cartons, very useful.
Cartons contain cigarettes.
That's true.
Yeah, it depends on what kind of cartons you're going for.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm more about the cartoons. I'm still kind of, I guess, like a kid. I still mostly watch cartoons.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, if you still call things like Shrek, is that a cartoon?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's animation,
Like
right?
the DreamWorks stuff. I think that's still kind of a cartoon.
And
Totally.
I think that there's something about like our age demographic that like grew up with such awesome cartoons that like I have found that like a couple weeks ago I was thinking of like a paint job I wanted to do on something, and I was like, you know, it'd be cool to do the paint job that is on Rocco's shirt from Rocco's Modern Life.
Yeah.
And then I got in like a 2-hour in-depth conversation about cartoons, and I feel like we're so lucky at our age demographic and probably all demographics younger than us that have had really cool cartoons to grow up with
Right.
can just like dive into talking about the cool cartoons from their childhood.
What's everyone's favorite old cartoon and new cartoon? So new cartoon can be like, I mean, if you're into, you know, new DreamWorks or Pixar or whatever, or Rick and Morty, you know, whatever. Old ones
Yeah, I
gotta
knew
be
Rick
like,
and Morty would get brought.
Yeah. Well, I'm not about to say that. I'm just saying.
Rick
But,
and Morty is one of my favorite new cartoons for sure.
Mhm.
Old cartoon. I mean, it's tough to just pick one, but one of my favorites it was Eek the Cat. Does anyone remember that
I
show?
do not.
Hell yeah.
Eek the Cat was just fucking bizarre.
Hey, listen to my girlfriend Annabelle. Gee, she's kind of fat. Really?
yeah,
Every
you
person-
remember.
yeah, every person that he showed a picture of his girlfriend Annabelle, they're like, man, she's kind of fat. And his response every time was, turn the picture sideways and go, really? And
Yeah, it never hurts to help.
I love
So
that
what?
cartoon.
What about you?
You know, when I think of an old cartoon, my favorite old cartoon is rather old, Tom and Jerry.
Oh yeah.
It's a classic.
Fucking
I
classic.
loved Tom and Jerry, specifically the Thanksgiving episode. Just like I feel like I could close my eyes and imagine the entire episode correctly because I've seen it so many times.
I don't think I've seen it at all.
As
I mean,
for-
I've seen Tom and Jerry, but not
yeah.
the Thanksgiving
It's
episode.
one of my favorites. And then I don't know a lot of like modern cartoons, so I'd have to go with like newest cartoon that I had an obsession over, which is still 20 years old at this point. It's got to be Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Space
Pretty good,
Ghost.
It's a good one.
I loved Space
Yeah.
Ghost Coast to Coast. I loved the guests. I loved all the stupid in jokes and
Brack
the dumb
show.
songs, and I loved that show.
Yeah, I still do. Your turn.
Cameron?
I'm younger than y'all.
Mhm.
It's okay.
Go easy. But favorite cartoon when I was a kid is Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Loved
That's a
that
good
show.
one, yeah.
That was a good one.
Phenomenal.
And then favorite new one, Star Trek Lower Decks.
I've been told to watch that
It's
show,
so fucking funny because it.
but I've never. Yeah, I've never.
I mean,
seen it.
if you like Star Trek, it not only does good fan service to the franchise, but it just pokes fun at it too.
Word.
It's so well written, and the jokes in there legit. Like, you know, if you're a fan, it makes you cackle incessantly. It's great.
Word.
What about you, Casey?
Well, I mean, like he said, it's hard to choose really, but the one that I obsessed over when I was a kid absolutely was like in almost every aspect of my life was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
Every single morning
yeah,
with my
can't
bowl of
forget the
cereals.
turtles.
yeah.
Like that's what I had to watch that before I went to school. So
Yeah.
definitely that.
I wasn't
top of
allowed
the
to
line.
watch Ninja Turtles.
And then
Witchcraft.
like newer,
Right.
but even this one hasn't been on in like I think a decade now. But I fucking love Metalocalypse.
Oh, dude.
Metalocalypse
word.
is super good.
If you play in a band or are just even a amateur musician in general, and you don't enjoy and or watch that show or even know of that show, fucking watch it. It's
yeah.
that is
Right.
a
Speak to you.
brilliant joke at musicians and
It's-
band life, and
It's a funny show just for anybody.
Yeah, and-
But
Yeah.
for people who have been in a band or if you have friends in a band, there's just so many jokes that
Yeah.
that will fly over your head if you're not a musician. You know, like they all constantly joking about that they don't really need their bass player.
Yeah.
I just pretend.
Dude, the number of
God damn
times
it.
where someone in this band has been sick and we've gotten on stage and been like, tell them to lower their expectations. It's like fucking every time we've ever gotten on stage.
Tell them about the balloons.
Tell 'em about the balloons. Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Another new one
Hankerburgers and big gulps and crap.
that like branched off of Rick and Morty. Has anybody seen or heard of Crapopolis?
No.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
It's good. It's really good. They had another branch off of Rick and Morty called Solar Opposites that I
Yeah.
just was like, meh.
It was all right. It wasn't.
You know, I got to be honest. I'm
Yeah,
surprised
great.
no one. I know, obviously Scott's not here anymore. Futurama, King of the Hill. Like, there's some
Dude, there's so
Oh,
many
yeah.
good.
There's some good ones.
I just thought of Big Mouth too.
Yeah, Big Mouth.
I
Big
did
Mouth.
really
Oh,
like
I
that. That was
forgot
a
about
great
Big
show.
Mouth.
Yeah.
Big Mouth.
I don't know a whole lot of people who've seen that one.
Oh,
It's because
so
it was
good.
uncomfortable.
There was
Yeah.
definitely some uncomfortable
Yep.
scenes in that show.
Oh boy, obscenely uncomfortable. But it was also like so much of it was hitting the nail on the head
Oh,
that it
totally.
was like
Right.
I remember what that was like as a teenager.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was truth you could relate to.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, someone's finally saying it.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved that show.
Yeah, I wish they wouldn't have ended it.
And that's the nature of shows.
Yeah, it-
Unfortunately.
Nature of streaming services.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially Netflix.
Definitely could have kept going, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, it made it through like 7 seasons.
Was
Yeah.
that 7?
They did a lot.
Yeah.
Because
Oh.
they didn't follow like for specific years. They might come out with like 2 seasons in a year. And then they did like specials that were like 2 hours long. So
Fuck's sake, I only thought they had
There's
3.
2-hour Big Mouth specials, and I haven't seen them.
yeah, I think their Christmas special is like 2 hours. I
Damn.
want to say it is.
I'm going to have to look that up,
It's been a couple years since I've seen it, but
especially since it's the Christmas season.
yeah. There you go.
I just watched Christmas Shrek.
Christmas Shrek? I didn't know that was
It's
a thing.
it's
Me
about what you would expect.
Yeah.
Shrek's first Christmas. He never celebrates it. He's a grumpy asshole. He scares everyone off.
He's the Grinch.
Then he has to go and like apologize and say that he's sorry for being a Grinch and
Huh.
makes friends with all of his friends again.
Yeah. Disney. Yeah.
It's about what you'd expect.
Yeah.
That's not Disney though, is
No,
DreamWorks.
no, but it's the same formula, right?
it? It's
Kinda.
it's fun for kids of all ages.
Yeah. Which I am. I am a kid of all ages.
Yeah, we definitely our generation got like, in my opinion, got the best cartoons.
For sure.
Because, you know, like younger kids, they might have been shown some of the shows we grew up with by their parents,
Yeah.
and that's it, you know?
But think about like how shocking it was in the early 90s to watch Ren and Stimpy and see some of the things they did on Ren and Stimpy.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, watch Ren and Stimpy again now,
Yeah,
and you're
it's
just
time.
like, there's
How
no
did they get
fucking
away
way.
with this?
Yeah.
Not only that, like, the networks wouldn't allow it, but kids wouldn't like it.
Yeah. It's
I just
weird.
don't think that they would enjoy that kind of humor, that kind of
Yeah.
weirdness.
It's
I-
bizarre.
I remember when I was a kid, I'm 32, so I was born in 92, and our like family computer, we had a real fun time finding on dial-up internet, finding Simpsons sound clips,
Right.
and saving them to floppy disk. Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. And end. Like, all right, that took up the entire floppy disk. Next one, like,
Oh, wow.
I think we got a couple on there, but just like floppy disks, man.
That's amazing.
Yep, we're also the only generation that's going to remember floppy disks.
Yeah.
Well, I think the save icon on all computers is still a floppy disk, isn't it?
People don't know what it is.
Well, yeah, I
Right.
don't know what it is.
What is
Yeah.
that?
They have no idea why
AI can tell them.
it looks like that.
Yeah.
You see,
AI can be like, back in my day.
It should. Well, it looks like we got time for one more song here on Gumption City Radio, KWJUDAS. So before we go, where do people find your music and such?
Folkhogan.com is the best place to find out where we're playing, find our music. You know, you can find us on all the streaming sites as well, but like folkhogan.com is where you can find out where we're playing shows.
Find
We got
us
a
at your
Facebook,
mom's
we
house.
got an Instagram too, so you can check those out. But by far, folkhogan.com is where the best place to, your best resource to find out where we are.
Hell yeah. Do you got any shows or any... When are you going to release your album?
This album that everyone's hearing songs from is coming out April 12th.
Oh, yeah,
So,
I think I saw something about that.
It's a little ways off.
Hey, if you need an
but-
opener, you should hit me up.
Yeah.
We'll totally open for that shit.
I think we may have already found one, but we're gonna work something out. Us, you guys, and Baby Girl. So
For sure.
we got to do that. So our next show is gonna be January 17th at ABG's with Molotovin, a wonderful punk band that I thoroughly enjoyed watching their show. And then the 18th we're at Piper Down with Murphy
some
and
band.
with
I
some
haven't even.
some idiot band, Murphy and his Glant or something like that.
Murphy and his
So-
Murphy and his glands. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some horrible band. I don't know. Why are they?
Well, you can tell they're bad.
Why
'cause
are
they
you
have-
even playing with
Yeah,
these guys?
you can tell they're bad because they have an accordion. So, you know.
Which you guys were totally a terrible band until you lost the,
Yeah, now we're going to hit
the
it big.
accordion.
Well, all I'm saying is listen to the new album. You tell us.
Right. Which you're getting sneaks of peeks of
Yeah.
right here, right now. And we'll be able to hear the full thing in April.
Yeah.
So, thank you all for being with us once again. And thank you all for listening.
We love you, and we'll kiss your tummies.
I'm ticklish.
Ow, my tummy.
All right. This is Folk Hogan on KWJUDAS, Gumption City Radio.
No aspiration, and it's starting to show. Inside my chest now, all that's left is a hole. I can't be certain how long it's been. Sure, it's been hours, probably years. Nothing it changes, except for people in days and ways to die. If you feel nothing, I can relate. Nothing it changes, except for people in days and ways to die. overcome my fears. I'm back in the gutter. Now the bars goes down. Searching for something to upturn my frown. Nothing had changed except for people and dates and ways to die. If you feel nothing, I can relate. Nothing had changed except for people and dates and ways to die. If you feel nothing, well, so do I.
We'd like to thank you for joining us on yet another exciting and exclusive episode of KWJUDAS on Gumption City Radio. We now turn you back to your regularly scheduled Gumption City programming.